Hello, Invisiblade here for another VOD review for Echo 5 Tech, or Echo Tech, or Echo for short. Uh, new streamer, and someone I've played with quite a bit recently. Decided to help him with a VOD review. From our session last night, we played quite a few games, actually the last 2 nights. But from last night's session, I thought I'd go over one of the games. And I went through them all and couldn't decide which one to kind of go off of, just because there wasn't an obvious one I wanted to review. So instead, I thought I'd show my method of how to pick a game sometimes or what to focus on. So this is Halo Tracker. First things first, I want to say that the fact that your best for this season is 1337, it's elite. That's kind of cool. I hope it stays that way, kind of, for season 3. When season 4 comes, then you can get up to Onyx. But meanwhile, this 1337, that's kind of a cool stat to have for your season being elite. Anyway, okay, cool. So here's Halo Tracker. And what I wanted to do is find out what your game type win percentages were and stuff. So if you go to matches here, then our last major Halo update was May 10th. So I'm going to load down to May 10th here. Which actually, am I there yet? Nope, one more. I got May 10th, but that also includes May 9th. So that's okay though. Close enough. So your win rate overall, right here, 150 matches in the last 2 weeks, which is actually quite a few. So it's plenty of data to go off of. If you haven't played that much, maybe load back further, but in this case, this is plenty of matches. And your win rate is basically 50-50. You're one off from 50-50. 75 would be 50. But anyway, so overall your win rate is right down the middle. So let's find your weaker one. First one at oddballs at 47, so it's a little weaker. We did have one game last night, but we dominated that game, so it's not really a good one to go over because we just kind of owned the other team. CTF, your win rate's actually 58%. This is your strongest game type, so I'm not worried about looking over your CTF. Slayer is 45, and it's actually your weakest, so we'll come back to that. Strongholds is 48, so that's another one we could go over, but again, we only had one Strongholds game last night. And the other team just dominated us, so there's no point in looking at one person's VOD review. That would be like a team composition and like how we all played it, so there's really no point there. And then finally, King of the Hill, you're right down the middle at 50-50. I could go over that a little bit, but since Slayer is a weaker game type, and we had quite a few Slayer games last night, well, we also had quite a few King of the Hill games, and exactly 50-50. But anyway, Slayer, 45%. So I did pick an Empyrean Slayer game for this, but I just wanted to look at this, or look at your game history. And the biggest column I look at here is actually deaths. 12, 12, 15, 16, 15, 13. Here's a good one, 7, and of course you won that one. So you tend to die quite a bit in Slayer. And Slayer, although the game objective is the first to 50 kills, that's not really the way I like to think about Slayer, anymore at least. Slayer is more of dying less, not so much the kills, because on your side, on your kill side, you need 12 kills. On your death side, you need 12 deaths, or to stay under 12 deaths. Of course, 2 people on your team have to have 13 kills to get to the 50. But just in general, my main rule on Slayer is to die less. So -5, that's not going to help you win Slayer. -1's not going to help you, right? It's the death column that we primarily want to focus on in Slayer, and the kills will come, but stay alive, if that makes sense. So, this is the game I kind of chose. There were some other options. I think this one was our warm up, and we lost that. Or this one was our warm up, and we lost. So, no big deal. This is another one that maybe could have done. But in this case, I ended up going with this one just because it seemed more appropriate. I don't remember exactly why, but anyway, yeah. So I found the game in your stream, and we'll use that to go over it. I'm also going to open up. Oh, what is the name of that site? It's not TAC Maps. Now all of a sudden I'm forgetting. I'll remember at some point. I'll bring it up if I need to. So Empyrean Slayer. Man, I wish I could remember the name of that site. That TAC Maps, but it's Shot Call. That's right. Now I remember. So Shot Call. There we go. Empyrean. All right, cool. The reason I wanted to bring this up early, and I should have already had that up, my bad. And spawn points you've got around here, down here, in here, and occasionally over here if things are crazy. But outside of that, the red team could not spawn over here. You can spawn trap on Empyrean, which makes a big difference, especially in Slayer. So I want to go over that while I'm going through this game a little bit. So let's get started.
Go overshield. You guys go rockets.
It's another 4-stack.
Cool.
Was this the Smurf? Oh yeah. Okay, so this game is a 4-stack versus a 4-stack.
It is them. All right.
Okay, so please play
together.
together. Also go
we had
for
played
rockets.
against these guys and they had
and I
beat
will go
us
overshield.
earlier. I don't remember the game type, but
All three of them are in rockets.
all right, cool. So right here, this is a very common mistake.
Yeah.
So something everybody does. One, you can make that jump without clambering. It is kind of hard, but you can do it. Especially once you see 3 of them, standing here in green, you're going to die to nades.
All three of them are in.
And sure enough, you do. So what I like to do, either do like what TC did here, or we call him TC, but Bounty, whatever, TC. He ran past green because all the grenades are going to land in green. He does end up dying as well, but there's 3 of them, like they're shooting at him too. Which actually, I think he actually dies. Yeah, he dies to them shooting at him. But yeah, standing, especially in green, is going to get you killed.
Oh man, TC, they got us. Weak on rockets.
My
They're
first nade bounced off.
One shot our
backwards.
training.
looking at train.
Okay,
Go
there's
rocket hall.
2 on overshield. I gave them sniper.
Yep, he has
Overshield.
Yeah, you kind of just lost the fight. I almost would have backed off a little sooner, but maybe not.
Weak are
That's
weak are
okay.
green.
So I guess I'll go over my thought process.
Okay,
Go
there's
rocket hall.
2 on overshield. I gave them sniper.
Okay, right here. You've started this fight, which, okay, it's a one-on-one at the moment because it is. But you know a guy just ran down Rocket Hall, and it's very likely, I was kind of surprised it didn't happen, that once his teammate starts fighting, that guy's going to come back and start fighting you as well. So it's going to be a 1v2 because you have no support yet. You've got 2 teammates down here. I think TC was over here, although now I can't see him. I'm not exactly sure. But chances are this isn't a 1v1. It turns out that way and you lose it. But once you start this fight, I would start to move off to fall down into pit to get cover because chances are this isn't going to be a 1v2. I mean, a 1v1. It's going to turn into a 1v2. I'm surprised it doesn't. And then you end up losing the 1v1. And you're moving into green. So even if that guy down Rocket Hall wasn't going to come out to help his teammate, he's still potentially in Rocket Hall, could be looking this way. So if you run into green, you'll get side shot from Rocket Hall here. He has
Overshield.
Weak are green.
Okay, so TC cleaned that up, so
Bottom.
he was down there.
Okay, there's 1.
And that's where if you had fallen off into pit, TC was in a position to either clean up green, or if that guy tried to chase you, he would have to fall into pit, which then TC could help with as well and potentially save your life there.
On in busy.
Our runway's
Uh,
dead. I don't know about sprinting
I
there,
killed
but
overshield dude and got my sniper back.
there was nobody long haul, thankfully.
All right. It's a standoff.
They're heading like
One long haul?
yeah.
Damn.
I'm with you,
Our training.
They're
right
heading
now.
training.
was a little aggressive,
There are
but
2 on me.
not much you could do, I don't think.
Again, we're just like all over the map. In busy, there I saw 1 around you.
Well, weak are sword.
Screen.
Okay, yeah, I'm not.
I think we've talked a little bit about your settings, and I know you play Ultra and stuff, which is fine. But the screen shake is still like
Again,
really
we're just
distracting
like
and
all
stuff.
over the map.
And I think that kind of,
busy, there.
I mean, sort of loses this fight because you go for the 2-shot beatdown, but you miss a shot, quite a few bullets, and then he gets the 2-shot beatdown on you. That might be a little easier to hit if screen shake is turned off.
I saw 1 around you.
Well, weak are sword.
Screen.
Okay, yeah, I'm not going there. I'm gonna head to the other 2.
One shot,
Busy, how many? Okay, okay.
they're green.
Play your life. Play your life.
Rock Hall.
Looking rocket hall.
Oh, okay. That was one where sprinting might have worked out a little better. And then jumping from the
Green.
stairs.
Okay,
Oops.
yeah, I'm not going there. I'm gonna head to the other two.
One shot that
Invisi,
green.
how many? Okay,
One
okay.
shot that green.
Player
He
life,
went
player
rock
life.
hall.
Okay, so you hear me calling out Rocket Hall. If you jump from these stairs over to here, you can get there a little faster. Shortest distance between 2 points. And since I had just called out that they're green going into the Rocket Hall, you know they're not close to our green just yet. So that's where you can sprint up these stairs, jump across, slide, looking down Rocket Hall with full momentum to get there really quickly.
Rock hall.
Looking rock
Instead of
hall.
walking up and staring there, if that makes sense.
Oh, there's one. There's one training still, and one
Yep.
there S2.
There's two. They're
Oh
green.
man. Okay.
Yeah,
melted.
You shouldn't.
Oh.
He doesn't die?
That's another one that it would have been hard because we were call out trading. But my general rule of thumb right
Training
here
still.
is instead of sliding out, so you're just on the edge of Rocket Hall in green, to get more cover, I would have continued to sprint and then slid out towards this wall and stayed up against this wall to get cover, just in case they are over here, because you've got teammates over by needles. They could have been S2. It's
And
just
one
one
there
thought, but
S2.
There's two.
it's a
They're
common.
Oh man.
It's not a
Okay.
big deal.
Yeah,
melted.
You shouldn't.
Oh.
He doesn't die?
Um,
Our
Green?
green to our rocket hall. He's weak.
One shot.
What were
one
those
more long.
grenades? Okay.
Did those grenades
I
not
got the
hit him?
sniper. I think.
I was
Good
pissed
shot.
like I didn't die.
Crappy, you're alone.
Nice.
I will say how I would have fought that, which the way you fought him is fine. I'm going to talk about how I would have done this.
Our
Green?
green to our rocket hall.
You're still basically full shields, and there's grenades landing by you.
He's weak.
This is one where I actually would have pushed a little. Wow, that's look at that. That's kind of fun. Right here, I probably, because he's really weak and you're still strong shields and grenades are going off right next to you, I would get out of green because that's where he's going to be tossing the grenades. And yeah, you toss that grenade, but he also repulses. Since you're still standing in green here, instead of throwing that nade, if you pushed him, you're not standing in all these grenades taking all that damage. Thankfully, you don't end up dying, but I don't think he does either.
One shot.
What were
one
those
more long.
grenades? Okay.
Did those grenades
I
not
got the
hit him?
sniper. I think.
Good shot.
Crappy, you're alone.
Nice.
Their pit. Got one their pit. There's another one their pit.
Okay, cool. This is where general idea is a good idea.
Crappy, you're alone.
But the timing is
Nice.
bad.
Their pit.
So you know Crappy is alone. He's calling out their pit
Got one their pit.
Um,
There's another one their pit.
right there. Maybe go up top. I mean, coming down here, it's just a different angle. That's fine. But don't turn for these grenades. Like right there, these extra 2 seconds gives them time to get away. If they're in the pit, you need to just get out there and get sight line on those guys in pit rather than pick up these grenades. You can pick them up afterward.
Help.
Flying.
Okay.
Good job playing your life, though.
To the pit.
I don't know
I
about
got
hiding
one.
there,
Their
but
tower.
okay. Good job of shooting
Yeah,
at
and
tower.
Visi, you're like not with the others. Play your life if you can.
One shot.
I'm trying to.
7
fight back
seconds
with
till
my sniper.
7 seconds till
I guess.
rockets.
Yeah, right here,
Yeah.
you know their tower. Once he peeks here, he's looking at you. Don't bring your crosshair down to move here. You could have kept your crosshair up here while you move forward.
Visi, you're like not with.
And then, because you've got
Okay.
teammates,
To
and this
the
is where
pit.
you kind of have to look, but you've got teammates all over the place here. Let's talk about shot call. So you've got TC here. If you would have looked, it would have been a little easier, but you've got teammates over there. So right now you've got TC like there roughly. I think I'm up here somewhere, and then you're here, and then I think Crappy is dead. Because of this setup, they can't spawn here because of where I'm at. They're not likely to spawn here because of where TC's at, so they're more than likely going to spawn down here. If you push up to here, that will cause this spawn. So pushing up here isn't the greatest either. Coming up to training would have been a little better. And knowing that they're going to be around here as you push that, they're going to be spawning there. So it's kind of a bad spot to be anyway. Coming up to training, you could still shoot at this top tower guy, and you can cover us over here if need be. And that leaves this spawn open, and then all of a sudden we have a spawn trap where we can look this way, assuming I, win these fights. But if you're up here training, you can use the pocket to cover yourself from S2 while helping me fight whoever's over here, right? Assuming I'm still fighting someone. TC's trying to play his life in pit or whatever. I'm not exactly sure, right? But pushing here, one, they're spawning there, and then if they don't spawn there, and then all of a sudden we're all like this, that's going to cause this spawn, which all of a sudden they're behind us or they can outflank us, kind of a thing. So I don't like this push up here.
I got one.
Their tower.
Yeah, and Vizzy, you're like not with the others. Play your life if you can.
One shot.
I'm trying to
7
play back
seconds
with
till
my sniper.
7 seconds till
I got
rockets.
One.
Oh, okay, so I ended up pulling back. I don't remember this exact position or this moment, but as you pushed up, I pushed back, it looks like, and then Crappy spawned up back in our base. And so that does open up this spawn. But yeah, it just, in general rule, if you looked at where we were, pushing tower probably wasn't your best bet. This is where theater
going over
might be better than a Twitch stream, but
Yeah, his drop wall was
I
good.
killed one. There's one more on me with rockets. Oh god, we
They
gave
got
him rockets. Why?
overshield.
I don't understand. It's like we've all gone into slow motion.
He's weak or that's him. He had rockets. He had rockets.
Overshield.
Rockets down pit.
Overshield's on
Overshield's
in our
down our
tower.
runway.
I think your better play here again. Let's play from there.
Yeah, his drop wall was good.
I killed
So you're
one.
going
There's one
towards
more on me
overshield,
with
which is
rockets.
fine.
Oh god, we
They
gave
You
him
got-
notice they grab it. This is where, just positioning wise, chances are the OS is going to push, or maybe he'll go mid bridge, right? And so if you go, because you're here, this guy just grabbed the OS, he's either going to push runway or go under bridge, right? He's unlikely to go back towards his base, especially since we're all over here and I don't know where his teammates are. If you go top tower here, you can get shots on him either side and play cover and just pepper his overshield. And that would have been ideal, because once they have overshield, your goal isn't to try to 1v1 him. Your goal is to pepper him and stay alive. And so as this plays out,
Overshield.
you call it, they have it.
I don't understand.
You see that, okay, now we've 2 dead and I'm by myself. If he pushes mid bridge or runway, either direction, right? Let's go back to shot call here. If he comes out runway or if he comes out mid bridge, if you go under tower this way to help support me, he can shoot you from here or he can shoot you like he does from the runway, right? So if you want to try to help and support me, it would have been better to go through cuts through our back base and play a little slow. Since you decided not to go top tower, right? I still think the top tower would have been probably a little better. Of course, things don't always play out the way you think they should. Anyway, so if you come this way, then he might get like one shot if he went under bridge and happened to be at this angle. But otherwise, if he comes up runway, he has no angle on you. He might lift top tower, but then between me peppering him from here, if you get up to the top of the stairs, you can pepper him from there, right? And then as our teammates spawn, they'll spawn with us up here, and we can melt them that way. But instead, what ends up happening is you run out here, where he's going to have an angle on you from either direction. Turns out he's runway, and you end up going down as well, because you're trying to get to me.
It's like we've all gone into slow motion.
He's weak or that's him. He had rockets. He had rockets.
Overshield.
Rockets down pit.
Overshield's on
Overshield's
in our
down our
tower.
runway.
Overshield's our top tower.
Yeah, I'm trying to get up behind him.
One and all long.
Yeah.
I got a left.
Nice.
Sniper's up.
Yep, I got it.
I have
Unless
one
you
more
want it.
rocket. I have one more rocket.
I hit their sniper once.
Okay.
He's dead.
Nice. Beautiful.
Damn.
Oh, I missed. That's great.
They're training.
0 and 8. I'm not doing good at all.
One shot. They're training.
Okay, cool. So you're right. You've got 0 kills, right? I'm not too worried about 0 kills. It's more about because I think you have several assists at this point. It's the 8 deaths. Like I said, in Slayer, I'm not worried about the kills, which is odd. It's the deaths, right? If you only had 5 deaths here, we're up by 3. Um, so focus on staying alive, and then just this moment right here where you do end up dying.
One more rocket.
Right.
I have one more rocket.
Oh, I'm gonna
1 and
go.
0 long.
Yeah.
I got OS.
Nice.
So that was an
Sniper's up.
unofficial assist because
Yep,
you
I
had
got
to
it.
distract
I have
it.
one more rocket.
But
I have one more
right
rocket.
here. Okay, cool. You see there, I'm looking this way. TC's looking this way. Crappy's coming up and he has a rocket. I don't know which way Crappy's gonna go just yet, but no one is looking towards your long haul / green. And so I kind of would have gone back and at least peeked that way until you found out where Crappy went. If Crappy has rockets and he goes that way, then you can back him up, right? Over here, me and TC both have this angle, so I can back him up. He can back me up if someone pushes out runway, right? Going around here to their training,
I hit their sniper once.
like I kind of get trying to work off of TC.
Okay.
There ends up being a guy here on mid
He's
bridge.
dead.
Nice.
You go for a one-shot beatdown on him. You almost would have been better. I wish I had pulled up the game. That would have been smart.
Where's up?
Yep, I got it.
Almost would
I
have been
have
better
one
to
more
slide
rocket.
out mid bridge towards
I have
sword.
one more rocket.
Because you have
I hit
backup,
their
especially with
sniper
TC.
once.
You don't need to go for a melee. So if you, as you come around this corner, and you see this guy, don't go in for a melee. Just know that TC's on your left, so hard flank right, so that you can continue to shoot at him as he backs up into training, because he's most likely going to. Then you're not going in for a melee trade, because melees are potentially dangerous, especially if he melees you back and then his other teammate cleans you up. If you flank hard right here and get shots on this guy, you or TC will clean him up, and then you won't get meleeed to get cleaned up.
He's dead.
Nice.
Going for that melee there, you get one shot on him. Maybe he dies there because you and TC were kind of shooting at him. But going in for the melee kind of costs you your life there.
Beautiful.
Damn.
And so, Crappy, looking at that, he did end up going green or rocket hall. So
Oh, I missed. That's great.
They're training.
0 and 8. I'm not doing good at all.
One shot. They're training.
Got
Nice.
pit. Oh, their sniper, guys.
We're at.
There's another one. Their sniper.
And they're plat. I'm running.
All right.
Play
got
around
shots.
us. Yeah. Echo, you're on your.
okay, perfect. So right here, you've got me training, TC at sword, and you're up here by needles. You've got the one guy in pit. You can see the guy out there. Forces spawns, maybe in their base, but most likely S1. So holding this position, I really like.
own. That's why you're dying.
I'm swapping you.
You ended up losing the fight.
Play
got
around
shots.
us. Yeah. Echo, you're on your own.
Yeah, you swung really far out here. I mean, Crappy saying you're on your own. Honestly, I don't mind that you're on your own here. This is a good angle. This is great. You're not really on your own, per se, in a bad case. The situation is you came way out, flanked hard left here. And so because of that, I'm going to bring up shot call again. Like, again, I like where you're at because you can control these spawns. But trying to take this fight here, especially since you kind of see a guy up here, and then you've got, I don't know, people there or something. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. The fact that you flank all the way out here leaves you without cover. This guy could shoot at you, which turns out he doesn't, which I thought he did. So it's a one-on-one fight, right? As the lowest guy on the totem pole, for lack of a better term, as the low diamond player, chances are everybody in the lobby on their team is going to beat you in a straight-up one-on-one fight. Most likely. Occasionally you'll win it, but most likely that's going to happen. It's just your position right now with the 3 people on our team. Playing by yourself, it's a little different, or if you're playing with platinum players, it's a little different. Right now, you have to know that you're the low man on the totem pole, so chances are everybody else in the lobby will beat you in a one-on-one straight-up BR fight. So your better bet here is to stay a little closer to use this cover. Maybe I can get a shot on him if you call him out. Maybe he tries to hard cheese you, right? And then I can get a shot. Maybe TC can get a shot if he wins his fight. To get some help cross map. Moving way out here, taking this one-on-one, not the most ideal situation. You also hear Crappy calling out that you're on your own. So maybe he's trying to get to you to help. It's hard to say. I don't know where. Okay, he's like way down there, so he's not going to get to you. The other option is you take a few shots. Whoops. Take a few shots as you like sprint and slide across here. So you've got this cover. So before you even, man, I really should have launched the game. Before you even, whoops.
There's another one there, sniper.
And they're plat. I'm running.
All right.
Play
got
around
shots.
us.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
and then you stop sprinting here. I almost would have sprint and slid and jumped and turned and looked. I am going to launch the game so I can demonstrate this. Instead
Echo,
of
you're
coming
on
out
your
this
own.
way, because then you can play the cover. Okay, so that guy does shoot at you. He just misses. Fair enough. Because as you come across here, you sprint, slide, jump. You could continue to shoot at him, and with that momentum, it will carry you over to here. This is going to take a minute to launch, but that's okay. So that's how I probably would have taken that, so that you've got cover. This one-on-one, and then you start getting shot from there is unideal. But you kind of have to be prepared for that as you move out onto this bridge, if you want to call it that. So, yeah.
That's why you're dying.
Swapping.
Oh, hold
Wait,
up.
the
How
back
many?
base.
2, one more.
I almost should have started the
There's
recording
one right
over,
here.
but I'm not going to, just because seems like it's semi-wasted time. And I've already made some good points, and I don't want to remiss, although I'd probably pick up more points, whatever. Anyway, let me turn that down. Hold on. And then we'll swap to that monitor. Yep, sorry for this delay. If I was an editor, I would cut this part out, but I'm not going to. And this is just a live, active recording of things that happen. Off, off. Can I get a BR? I cannot. All right, cool. That's fine. Maybe I can grab this one. Okay, cool. You come here and you start shooting at that guy, and he's down in pit, right? As you come out here, slide, start shooting him, and that gives you more cover if he stays down in pit. Although it's not as far as I thought it was going to be. The other option is to slide, shoot, and come down here to take that fight, maybe. I'll admit I thought I could slide farther here. That's kind of why I like bringing up the game. But you can do like what I just did there, where you come out, slide, shoot, shoot, and then keep sprinting, slide, shoot again. Sure, he'll get you weak, but that means he has to chase you way into here. And by the time he gets to you, hopefully you've got some support, especially since the guy that was over there was shooting at you. Of course, as he pushes, maybe you grenade him. If you hear him going that way, you could really out-juke him and fly into here and like duck down in this corner or something to play your life. Something to stay alive. Again, it's just a 1v1, but there is a point where you see that guy that's in the corner there, so it's not a 1v1. Although the other guy ends up missing. But yeah, fire, fire, screw that up. I mean, mechanics are a thing, but let's do that again. Slide out, fire, fire, fire. And maybe he kills you with a 4-shot, right? But it's unlikely. It just an option, but really moving out there, you could have just stayed. Let's do that. Stayed here to do the fight. Jiggle peeked, right? Maybe even like kill that guy if he's weak. Anyway, just a thought. Now that I've got the game up, and that was much longer than I wanted it to be, but whatever. Whoops, wrong one. That one.
Got one. There's one like sword or something.
Yeah, I don't know exactly
Fucking
where he is.
sword.
Backed off.
Okay, that I really didn't like. Only because comms. Like, if I was just watching in
Here.
theater, I wouldn't point this out, but because of comms,
Got
listen.
one. There's one like sword or something.
Yeah, I don't know exactly
Fucking
where he is.
sword.
Okay, cool. So you heard Crappy say there's one sword or something, and then you heard me say, kind of a confirmation. As you come around this corner, slide out in case he's down here, and then when you instead of just running around the corner,
Backed off.
because if he had been right there, you're sprinting, you're not shooting, and he could start shooting at you before you shoot at him. And then again, they said sword. If he is in the heat wave here, you do the same thing, where you just run in. You don't check left, so if he was hiding on your left, he's gonna smack you. Your gun's not ready, so even if he was in front of you, you weren't ready to shoot until you're in here. You're better off sliding around the corners here to see if they're there.
Bottom bridge.
There's one banana as well, and another one their sword. Their training, sorry.
Bottom bridge, 2 of them.
Oh my god.
What? That wasn't.
What the hell is happening?
Help. Their sniper.
Yeah, that might have been another one where your screen shake could have been hindering. I'm not sure. That's okay.
Their training, sorry.
Okay.
I did not know. I haven't watched this yet. I didn't know the beginning of this game was the game that you started out 0 and 10. I think is where you're at right now, and then from here, I think you go on a massive tear, because you end the game with like 10 and 15 or 16. But
On.
It's fine. It's fine. Just play with us. Stay around us.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah.
A rocket
Our
hawk.
green.
Yeah.
And they're
the bridge.
training.
Your full shield. I don't know why you're really necessarily hiding here, but I think you're just like demotivated or not demoralized, not demotivated, demoralized because you're 0 and 10 or whatever.
There's one here. Sword.
That grenade. A slightly better spot. I'm gonna show you in game because it'll be easier to explain. So you're fighting that guy there, and then you try to toss a grenade like that. Well, that was fun. And now I don't know. Live shots. They're a thing. Let's do not that. You try to throw that grenade. I'll get it eventually. Instead, because he backed off to the left, you could bank it off that wall, although that was, again, a bad grenade. And see how that blows up right in that corner? So instead of trying to throw it at the ground, this is one where you use the wall to bounce it. And that would have been a better grenade. So, that's why.
Banana.
Got him,
Okay,
banana
I'm
dead.
And our long haul.
Okay, I'm weak. I'm weak.
Once I call out long haul, if you're gonna sprint this, I mean maybe, but this is where sprint sliding is a little better, and you can go just as fast, basically, or within reason. So as you're running up here, one, you've got your crosshair on the ground, and you're running up like this, right? So if he's there, your crosshair is down here. It's hard to shoot him. But at the same time, as you're doing that, I would slide jump. Don't look down like I just did. I was being dumb. So as you come around, slide jump as you come around here. Because then you've got the same speed, but you can still shoot, right? It's just one of those mechanical things. You can move just as fast if you slide jump. That's just as fast as sprinting, but then your gun is ready to fire. So I don't
I'm
know
not
what
with
ends
you
up
guys.
happening here.
I'm gonna
There you just slide and you're kind of looking at the ground, but if you slide jump, you can move just as fast.
go over shield, guys. Power ups.
Yep.
Copy.
I'm on
Alright,
overshield.
finally got a kill.
I got
I
overshield.
got rockets.
Okay, nice.
Good job playing your life here. Nice.
Nice. Thanks for the help.
There's one.
Alright.
There's one more down.
The one
That's one where First rocket's great, right? Then you see
Nice.
that guy. Oh, just timing of things. He came out really
Thanks for
quickly.
the help.
Okay,
There's one.
never mind. I was gonna say you see the guy bottom S1, but
All right.
There's one more down.
They won their base.
Here
One
we
shot
go.
their needles. I'm dead here. Yep, I'm dead there. Their needle's kind of weak. There's some of them.
There's 2 weak. One.
There's their tower.
Oh, there's 3. They spawn their base. They spawn their base.
I don't know.
cool. This I don't like.
Their needle's kind of weak.
Like up to here is
Some
good,
There's
good,
2
good.
weak.
There's
One.
Not
tower.
Oh,
bad.
there's 3.
But right here, as TC's fighting, he's taking at least a 1v1, if not a 1v2. So again, this is where I'm going to show you a different thought process here. Yeah, I really should have brought the game sooner because sometimes it's just easier. So you know there's a guy tower because you just fired at him, right? So you don't really want to necessarily run out here where he can still shoot you. But TC is shooting in that direction, right? You can see that he's more like here. So he's gonna die, right? But he's trying to throw out damage, and you're just looking at him. And I understand that you're kind of weak, but if you pull forward just a little bit, you're blocking that angle from tower, but you can shoot at the guy that TC is trying to fire or to fight. Instead, you end up staying back a little too long because while TC is taking that fight, their attention is on TC. So the fact that you're weak is okay because as you're here, whoever's standing over here is shooting at TC. So you can be there even though you're weak and helping with the fight. Sure, maybe you don't save TC, but if you're both shooting him at the same time, there's a higher chance that you will kill the guy. Where instead, once TC goes down here, you end up taking a 1v1 again, but you're still weak, and he doesn't have that much damage into him,
3. They spawn their base. They spawn their base.
and you end up dying, right? So that's one where, even though you're weak, playing
Yeah, I
back
know.
was not
Just
the
follow.
most ideal situation.
Sniper in 17.
3 they're training. 3 they're training.
Okay, I
Okay.
don't have a shot. Just hold up. Sniper in 13. Just
Yeah.
One shot long. One is
Fuck
our
you.
sword.
He ran away.
our sword or our long.
Our sword.
Player,
I called
Okay.
it.
there's one. They're S1. They're.
I don't know about that, Chase.
That's
In all
bad.
honesty.
Okay. Our long right now coming.
Yeah, I see. Or I don't really see, but like I.
He has a sniper. They're green. Looking at our sword. Sniper. They're training. Going mid bridge. Mid bridge with sniper.
He's still there. Our training or their training.
You are long haul, or their long haul technically, and then our sword.
Okay.
One docket hall.
2 rocket hall.
Oh, there's one our sword.
That's one where they were just pushing all 3 lanes at once. That was kind of inconvenient.
Oh, what? There's 2.
There's one
there.
our sword. I
Long haul.
said sword, 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 sword.
I,
I
know, I
got
heard you.
I got shots there.
Okay, okay.
Very nice.
Nice.
Good
Look
assist.
long haul too. Echo.
There's one right there. I got shots.
Don't have shots. Right?
I got weak rocket hall.
Very nice. Actually, did you kill that guy? You didn't. Oh, I thought the grenade was going to.
There's. I think our still stickies crappy unless we kill them, but I don't think we did. Oh, I spawned here. Never mind.
Our long. He's weak.
Got him.
Bridge.
One right there.
Yeah. he
There's
went
2
runway.
bridge.
Good
I'm
peek.
weak.
Rockets.
Yeah, rockets.
One dead training. One shot.
I'm playing in front of you, Echo.
Oh no, they're gonna get overshield. Make sure you get rockets.
We got rockets.
There's 3 guys. 3 guys there.
Nice.
Perfect rocket. Perfect.
Beautiful,
Nice.
beautiful guys.
All right. There we go.
It's tied game. They're just gonna have overshield.
OS is on our base right there. Oh man, all 3 of them went down.
Our base right there. Yeah. I call out S1 there, please.
That was perfect. That was
OS is on Invisiblade.
Okay, okay.
got him.
Good cleanup.
Thank you
Nice, he had
for
a
the help.
sniper.
All right.
I've not been sniping very well.
Good job.
alive,
Back
guys.
up. Back up. Back up. Back up.
Oh,
Oh.
they're running. They're mid.
I mean, you stayed alive,
Nice.
but
All right.
I'm out of sniper, so I can't like snipe.
Okay.
There's one. They're S2. They're S2. They're S2 Echo. Just play your life.
Yep. Looking.
Play your life. Play your life. Don't push. Don't push. Don't push. Don't push.
There's sword. 2 of them.
Okay, okay. Heard.
That green, 2 of them as well.
Weak.
I got
sword?
shots, but I couldn't do much. One shot.
Yep, that was another situation where. Actually, I'm going to talk about two things. Just a different potential way to
Don't
play
push,
this.
Don't push. Don't push.
There's sword, 2 of them.
Okay. Okay.
Right here, what you could do, again, slide out looking down their runway, but then repulse up to sword because you have the repulsor. Granted, again, this goes back to technically you are the low man on the totem pole, but if it's their sword, they're not necessarily like hardly anybody ever looks down towards OS if OS isn't coming up. And then all of a sudden you've got a flank on them because they're going to be looking at our sword if they go back there, expecting that angle. So if you slide out looking towards runway, and then I don't think there's anybody down there. If there is, that's a fight. But otherwise, go back towards OS, repulse up, and you've got a good flank. So
Right.
just a different way of
That
playing
green,
that.
2 of them as well.
Weak.
Instead, you go to our sword, which is where they're
I
expecting
got-
you to come from, right?
Sword?
Shots, but I couldn't do much.
You're with Crappy. He's already in a fight. Don't sprint around this corner. Again, I'm just going to kind of show that here. Do. So instead of sprinting around the corner and then firing, as you come around this corner, whoops, I screwed that up because it didn't sprint. As you're coming up these stairs and you're sprinting, slide and fire. Because you can slide jump if you want to, or you can just slide. But in this case, Crappy right in front of you. Let me go back just to show you. Crappy right in front of you is low, and he's doing the crouch strafe situation. And you don't want to accidentally shoot him, right? So to avoid shooting him, this is one situation where jumping absolutely, even though you're not going to go very far, you can jump over him and get fire without hitting him. Especially since he's kind of more on the right. Chances are he's going to crouch strafe, right? And then if he jumps, he's going to jump this way because if he jumps right, he has like nowhere to go. Or he'll jump off the down to there. So yeah, this is one where don't sprint around the corner then fire. Sprint, jump, and fire over him. Oh, wrong monitor. That monitor. Cool.
One shot. Nice echo.
Good job playing your
Hopefully
life.
got him. Nice.
This is where you have a repulsor. And this is, oh, that's right. This is where you actually get the repulse at the end. But a heat wave, picking up that heat wave might have been good because you know they're not right on your tail.
15 seconds till sniper.
Our long haul.
Okay. Just play your life if you can.
That one there.
He ran away.
Okay.
Nice repulse.
There we
That's
go.
the last kill, right?
Yeah.
That was a
Wow,
kill
we
this
won.
time.
Beautiful. Yeah, so you do end up coming back with 10 kills, right? But yeah, a lot of moments where you end up dying just kind of, and that's we can't see your stats because of your webcam, but it's the 15 deaths if I remember correctly. Let's see if I can pull that game back up. Yeah, 15 deaths here. The deaths are really what I care about, not so much about the kills, and so that's just my thought process on that. But anyway, that's all I got. A little longer than I expected, but that's okay. That'll work.